All right, welcome back to Intermediate Greek. This is Unit 1, and we're going to be going a little bit deeper this week. Let me just give you a brief video with some explanation of some of the things that you'll see in the PowerPoint. The PowerPoint is going to be the key to doing these specific assignments because it gives specific directions. We're going to be focusing on a couple of things this week. One is tools, because tools are extremely important. None of us are smart enough to keep in our brains all of the things we need to know about Greek, and so we use tools that have been developed. There have been a number of wonderful tools in books as well as electronic tools that are available to us and ready for our use. So let me encourage you to get to know them and use them. Now, the caution I would give you is don't use them as a substitute for learning, but use them as an aid to help you learn, a tool for learning, and they'll stand you in good stead, and you'll find them to be very, very helpful. We're going to start slowly this week. If you haven't looked at the introductory week folder and the video that goes with that and the PowerPoint that goes with that, please do so before you go any further, and then come back to this one. We're going to start this week talking about tools. So what I encourage you to do, as instructed in the PowerPoint, is to look at the bibliography and look at the menu on the left side of the blackboard, and you're going to find a list of some tools, some that have been mentioned by some of the other professors that have been very helpful to them and to students in their classes, so you get the benefit of that as well. So then, once you've done that, two things I'd like for you to do is go to the discussion board and do two things. One, if you have any questions about tools, ask those questions, and students will respond to you. I'll also check those, and we can have discussions about it, and we can learn from each other that way. The other thing I would encourage you to do is to tell us about some of those favorite tools that you have discovered to be very helpful, and they're going to be that'll be helpful to everybody because we can share information there. So that's a big part of what we're doing this week, is trying to get familiar with the tools that we're going to be using. A second area that we're going to be looking at is phrasing. I've talked to you a little bit about that in the earlier video. Let me mention again what that is. It is semantic diagramming technically, but Dr. Mounts calls it phrasing, and that's certainly a good name for it, because what you're doing is phrasing the text into the main ideas and main thoughts. And I think you'll find this to be very, very helpful too. We will talk about this some in class and in the WebEx times, as well as we have the time to do that. So be sure to read from the graded reader in the front pages where he talks about the phrasing or semantic diagramming, and also look at Appendix B, where he does phrasing for the passages in the book. You don't want to use everybody's phrasing. You want to do your own phrasing, because that's what helps you to dig and get an idea about what the text is saying and what it communicates to you. So pay attention to that. Go to the discussion board with any questions that you have or any insights that you see that you find to be helpful, because that may be helpful to other people as well. So use the discussion board for that purpose. Then the other thing I would mention to you for this video is the vocabulary quiz. It is an online quiz. It is an honor quiz, which means that you are, it is your honesty and reputation that is going to be on the line here. what I suggest to you is that you go to the Trenchard book and do your review of the vocabulary. Make sure that you understand it. Then close your books and open up the course documents and find the quiz and begin doing the quiz. You do it online, and when you do, you go through and answer the questions. And when you've done so, you submit it, and then you will get instant feedback and a grade. Now, a couple of things I would say, please read carefully that PowerPoint slide that has to do with the vocabulary quizzes, because it points out some things that you need to know. If the word is a verb, you need to preface the verb with the pronoun I. So if it is look, then you say, I look. That's the way you answer it. That's what the correct answer is. If you don't do that, it won't grade it as a correct answer. So please note that. The same thing is true in where you have a word that has a number of different definitions. Just pick one of those definitions in your answer. If you put more than one, it'll count it wrong. So just make it one answer for that. Read that carefully, and then you'll get your feedback from that. I think that will be a good experience for you. So let me know if you have any question. If there's a problem with it, send me an email. I'll be glad to check it out and see what's going on. All right, this is a loose week, so we're not going to be pushed a great deal. Try to relax as you go through and learn what you can as you do, and I think you'll find it to be a restful week. What do you need to do this week? You want to post the statement about yourself if you've not done so. You want to do the grammar review that's listed in the left column of the syllabus in the assignment schedule. I haven't said much about that, but let me emphasize that now, because that is important. You're going to be held accountable for this by the work that you do. So it will be very helpful to you. Go through those chapters, read through them. If you know them, if there's no question about it, then just move on. But if you have questions, then go back through and make sure that you get familiar with it and you understand what's being said there. Read the introductory material in the graded reader, and do the vocabulary quiz, and then check out the phrased document in the language tools folder in course documents, and you'll see an example of that. I'll be posting my phrasing for each passage, but again, I don't want you just to copy my phrasing. What I want you to do is do your own and then use mine and Dr. Mounce's to compare. What you'll discover is that everybody doesn't phrase the same. It's an art, not a science, and so it's not because it's different does not necessarily mean it's wrong. But you can learn. We can learn from each other. So use that if you will. All right. Contact us if you have any questions. Please just send an email either to jdukes@nobts or to jimdukes@me.com. I'll get it either way. So I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Maybe my voice will be a little stronger at that point. Thank you.